Hey everybody, welcome back. Wednesday Live here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. It's been a couple weeks since we've met each other here on this platform. About a couple weeks ago I was out of town, and then last week I had hurt my back while exercising. So that made me feel awesome. But I'm back. This Wednesday we're going to talk about kits and collections and what do you do once they come into your hot hands and you have this beautiful product and you're looking at it, you're like, now what? I'm going to walk you through my process of how I work with my kits when I first get them. And hopefully some of the tips that I impart today will help you out if you are stuck in the same predicament. So we're going to hang out for just a second, let some more folks pop on here on this Wednesday afternoon. Let me know in the chat, first of all, how are you doing today? Hello, everybody. Susan, my back is doing a lot better. I still have a teeny bit of soreness, most notably when I get up in the morning. Everything cracks and creaks and hurts. But after I work out, I'm okay. I'm doing some low impact stuff. But it's doing a lot better. Hello, Melissa and Michelle and Sarah and Carrie. Hello. So glad that you guys are here. Make sure if you are new here to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel that you click the subscribe button, or even if you've just been hanging out and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you do. Hola, Ada, how are you? Hey, Darlene. Make sure that you click the subscribe button. When you do, click the bell, and that way YouTube will let you know anytime that I post content in the channel, and particularly when I go live here on the channel. Michelle says, I love talking about kits. Me too. And I believe that a lot of us, and I'll probably ask this again later on the live, a lot of us buy kits, or we buy, whether we subscribe to a kit or we buy a one-off, or we purchase collections. Like when new stuff comes out, we purchase all the things, and then we get it, and then we don't do anything with it, or we're not quite sure what to do with it. So I'm going to talk to you about my process today. Thank you, Teresa. Turquoise is one of my favorite colors, so thank you so much. It's kind of a turquoisey green color. It's more green, maybe mint green. Yeah, I'm like into greens now, so there's that. Hey, Crystal. Hello, hello. She says, my first time watching live. Well, Crystal, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Christy. Hey, Michelle's Empty Nest. Hello, hello. We're going to hang out for just a few more minutes. Let some more people pop on. I don't have any special announcements today. I'm kind of like... we kind of had this kind of a funky week here in the Calvin household, so we're handling and managing it. And this is usually the time of year where I'm gearing up for fall, so I do have a lot of projects coming down the pike. And then I'm also trying to spend a lot of time just making things and filming stuff and everything in between. We're a homeschool family. For those who didn't know, we homeschool, so this is our first week back at it, full force. So we've been adjusting to that. And then my wife is back on campus. She's a college professor. She also started her first class working towards her PhD, so she's really excited about that. So we've just been like busy and just trying to adjust to the busyness that is fall after a very chill, low-key summer. So let me know if you're getting back into all the things this fall. Are you excited about holiday scrapbooking? Are you excited to sort of get back in the saddle if you've taken a break? Hey, Molly, how are you? So excited to be here. She said, I've avoided subscription because I'm afraid of hoarding and not using. That is a very good point. Looking forward to inspiration today. Yay. Awesome. 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 It says, glad you'll be talking about that. Yes. Looking to swap paper kits. Awesome. Carrie says, I have a recurring meeting scheduled for this time, so I don't miss you. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hey, Claire, what's going on? And Kate and Gloria and Kathy. Oh, my goodness. And the doll 39. Hello, Katie and Margaret and Teresa. Hello, hello, everybody. So glad that you are here. So let's jump right into this today. I have been using scrapbooking kits, I would say, for a good part of 10 or so years. And the very first scrapbooking kit, when I learned that it was a thing, the very first kit that I purchased was what Scrapbook Circle. Does anybody know about Scrapbook Circle? So they had, of course, curated kits, and I think they did some exclusives at that time too, like cut-aparts and stickers and such. And I think at some point they went towards planner supplies, and I'm not quite sure if they're still in business or not. But Scrapbook Circle was the very, very first scrapbook kit subscription that I subscribed to once I learned that it was a thing. I said, somebody has to be making kits out here because I'm kind of a lazy scrapper when it comes to coordinating materials. I appreciate it being all done for me. I really like that. And this is one of the reasons why I've subscribed to kits for so long. Also, at the time, I wasn't really all that aware of all the different brands. I was just kind of learning. I was always a brick and mortar type of scrapbooker up until I guess my daughter was born almost 11 years or so ago. Almost 12, actually. She'll be 12 in February. And so I would just go to Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby and I would grab the little stickers and the papers and stuff. I didn't know about any other of the major brands. And then I started watching YouTube videos and I started looking at magazines. And I think it was Mercy Tiara or either Shamil Lane, I think it was Mercy Tiara, who I first started watching, and she was using a kit, and I thought, people make scrapbook kits, so I started researching it, and Scrapbook Circle came up in my Google search as a scrapbook kit subscription possibility, so I just checked it out. And from there, I subscribed to Studio Calico, I subscribed to Scraptastic Kit Club, which is no longer in business, and they were also the first design team that I was on back in the day. And currently, I subscribe to the Hip Kit Club, and I also subscribe to Felicity Jane, Ellie Studio, and Ali Edwards Stories by the Month. So I have these kits that come in, and I use them for various different purposes, mainly for storytelling and scrapbooking. Some of it I use for cards, or I do other things with it. But what I'm going to talk about today is how I use my kits with regards to scrapbooking. So let me check the comments real quick. I've taken an 8+ year break from scrapbooking. Happy to get back to it, says Crystal. So glad that you're back. I hope that you are inspired. Christy said, trying to decide which kit club to join. And a lot of folks, I hear that question a lot. What is the best club to join? And my answer to that is always to find a kit club that, one, features a product that you know you're going to use, and two, provides a really good value. So for example, Hip Kit Club is an excellent value. I think it's like $34.99 a month for the subscription or something like that, or maybe that's the one-off. Don't quote me on the price, but it's super affordable. You get your option of a variety of kits that you can choose from. There's a scrapbook kit, like a main kit. There is a scrapbook embellishment kit. They have a mixed media kit, a pocket scrapbooking kit, I believe. I get the scrapbook kit and then the scrapbook add-on kit. So, because I like embellishments. I love all the embellishments. And usually with that kit, you get either their exclusive designs or a curated collection of crafty supplies, or both. And so the kit I'm going to show you today for an example kit is my latest Hip Kit Club kit that just came in. I was trying to wait to do this until my Felicity Jane came in, but that's on its way. So this is a kit that I got for this month. So I'm going to show you that kit and the things that came with it. And this one that I have this month is all curated with, I think, some of their exclusives, but I'll show you that here in just a few. Let's see. Club Scrap was my first monthly kit years and years and years ago, says Michelle. Awesome. Getting my first Hip Kit Club kit this week. Use Noelle Mignon. Oh, yeah, her kits too. Absolutely. We got some Scraptastic kit folks in here. Crystal says, I have plenty of paper, stamps, and dies. Just joined Ellie Studio for embellishments. Ellie Studio, I've been buying Ellie Studios for years and years and years and years. Darlene says, I've been slacking for a while, taking care of mother. Hope to get back soon. I definitely understand that. Did football in high school, scrapbooks for my son. Did the last year. Hope to get back soon. Sometimes our scrapbooking's like ebb and flow. And you know what? That's the beauty of getting kits or collections. And by collections, I mean like you go and shop scrapbook.com or something like that, and you get a collection of what newly is released or just what is available from one particular manufacturer or designer. Hey, Barb. She says, my kids gifted me with a Studio Calico kit one time, liked it, but didn't take out a subscription to it. Have long thought about subscribing to a kit club and not sure which one to get. Now, if you do a little bit of research, there are some folks who have done, who have provided some information on their blog. I'm trying to remember, there's one scrapbooker in particular, what her blog is. Maybe I'll post it on Instagram, I forget. But you can find a listing of scrapbook kit clubs that you can look at and determine, one, if it's the product that you're going to use, and two, is it going to be a good value for you based on, how you scrapbook and what you want. It can be a really, really good purchase, if you're looking to try new product, if you want things curated for you so you don't have to think that hard about it. It all comes nice and collected for you. Now, typically for these kit clubs, if you subscribe, then you're going to save a little bit of money. So normally the subscription is less than just buying the kit one at a time or just kind of one off. And then some companies will offer discounts on product, like Ellie Studio. If you subscribe, she opens up her shop on the 10th. For new releases, and if you're a subscriber, you get a discount on some of the new release product that coordinates with the kit, so you can do all the add-ons and get a little bit of a discount. She also offers, I think some kit clubs will roll in the shipping and the price. With Ellie Studio kits, if you have add-ons, you can add it in on the 10th before they ship it, and they won't charge you an extra shipping fee, so you only pay that one shipping fee. You can just add all your stuff on the 10th. So, alrighty, so let's talk about my process. I'm going to do a couple things. One, let me switch the view here so you can see my desktop. And number two, I'm going to show you my process for making sure that I get my kits used. Let me know in the comment section if you are a Kit Club subscriber or if you buy your scrapbook supplies as collections. Do you hoard your stuff? Are you a kit collector or are you a kit user or somewhere in between? For full disclosure, I'm somewhere in between, to be honest with you. All right, so I'm going to move this out the way real second. I'm going to come back to that. So here is my Hip Kit Club kit. I'm actually going to do kind of an unboxing for you because I haven't really looked at all of this just yet. When I knew I wanted to do this video, I didn't go through it because I want to go through it with you guys. So in this kit, actually this package contains two kits. One is the scrapbook kit and then the other is the scrapbook add-on. And I believe these are the items I believe that were included for the add-on. I call it an add-on, it's not an add-on. It's their scrapbook embellishment kit. And then these, I believe, were the items for the basic kit. But I'm going to go through everything all together. So when I first get a kit, I like to go through and see what all I have. I don't take the kit in its package. So for instance, Ellie's or Hip Kit Club in the box, you get it in this nice, large, big little plastic bag. I will store the kit in the bag that it comes in, if it comes in one. If not, I'll put it in my own sleeve. But the first thing I do is I take everything out and I look at it. I don't put the kit away. I had gotten into the habit where I was purchasing kits and they would come in and I would look at the stuff, put it back in the bag and throw it, or I would just put it in a box somewhere and I'm like, oh, I'll come back and look at it later. And what happens? We never come back and look at it later, right? So the first thing I want to do is I want to get a feel for the kit. Okay, someone says that I'm echoing. I'm not sure why that is. Okay, do I still sound like I'm echoing? Let me know. Everything is turned down. Okay. Does it still sound like you hear an echo? Let me know in the comment section. How does it sound now? Do-do-do-do. Okay. That's still an echo. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it's better now. No echo, no echo. Okay, sounds good. Cool. All right, let's get back to it. Fixed. Awesome. Oh, goodness. Okay, moving on. So what I immediately do when I get the kit is I pull it out and I look at everything that's in the kit, because you have to get a feel for the product so that you can figure out how you want to use it. So let's go through this Hip Kit Club kit for, what's this month? August? Let's do it. So this Hip Kit Club kit this month has some of their exclusives. So this is an exclusive Hip Kit Club Rainbow at the diagonal, really cute, would make for an excellent background for scrapbook pages, traveler's notebooks, cards, really cute. This is from their Artsy Rainbow collection, or this is called Artsy Rainbow, their exclusive pattern paper from a collection called Collect Memories. Kim and Kimberly designed their products for them. On the back, little tiny florals against a yellow background, really, really cute. This is a fantastic small print pattern paper you can use for a variety of purposes. I love this black and white. Oh, very pretty. I'm like all about this. This again is from the Collect Memories. It's called Daisy Tangle, Hip Kit Club exclusive. And then on the back, you get this sort of watercolor pattern paper. This is the type of product or type of paper you use if you want mixed media background and a mixed media effect without having to actually do the mixed media. So this is something that I would veer to if I'm feeling particularly lazy and I don't want to create my own watercolor background, or maybe something that, you know, maybe mixed media is not your thing, but you want a little bit of it. This is a perfect option for that. So this is really, really pretty. Love that. Okay, moving on. Next up, looks like we've got some Vicki Boutin papers here. Actually, let me see. Pull out all the Vicki Boutin. Actually, we've got some more Hip Kit Club exclusives, so let me start with that. So going back to the Hip Kit Club exclusives from their Collect Memories, nice little floral situation here. This is called Cosmolicious. Really pretty pattern paper against a nice sort of light pinky purple color. Can also fussy cut those. Really cute. And then you have, I don't know if you can see the pattern on this one, sort of a tone-on-tone pattern. Very pretty. Very, very nice. Love that. All right, next up we've got again, from the Collect Memories, So Fancy. Probably wouldn't use this side. I'm not a huge fan of geometric style of pattern paper, but it's cute. I would definitely use this side with the pink on pink, tone on tone stripes. Very pretty. Also has the branding strip that you can cut off and use on your projects. All right, looks like we've got some Paige Evans and some Jen Hatfield. Let me see here. All right, I'm trying to put this with collection by collection. Okay, so very colorful. So here's one from Jen Hatfield. This is from her Reaching Out collection. That collection is really designed like if you're making cards to somebody or, you know, you're connecting with someone, trying to engage with someone. That's really what that collection is about if you haven't heard of it. Love the hearts with the little atlases or the little globes. Very cute. You can cut these out too. Then on the back, you got some peace signs against green. Green has fastly become one of my favorite colors. That's a fun little pattern paper. Next up, we got some Paige Evans. Of course, she always comes with a lot of color. This is against a cream background. Love all these sort of little mandala type designs, and these would be really fun to cut out and do some fun things with if you don't want to use it in its entirety. As I'm going through the pattern papers, I'm starting to think about different things that I can do with the kit. Love this ombre yellow. It has a slight pattern to it. You can see that. Very pretty. Then we've got some Vicki Boutin stuff, which I love Vicki Boutin everything. She's so awesome. Just love her to death. Okay, so really love this design. How fun would that be to do something really cool with? You can even print your photos small and put one photo, like a big title, and then one photo going across, or multiple photos going across in a circle, taking advantage of that circular design. A lot of her designs are going to give you sort of a mixed media feel and look to it. Gorgeous. Then on the back, nice, bold, rich colors. I just love her collections. Really pretty. I don't usually go for pink, but I really like that. Then we've got some florals. This is from her color study. This is called Floral Study. This one is called Color Wheel. Floral Study. Really pretty. It's got some mixed media type of designs there in the back. This one's my favorite. I love this black and white stripe situation with a little bit of orange. Very nice. Ooh, this is fun. This one's called Abstract. So many things you can do with this. If you like stitching, can you imagine doing some stitching and stuff on this? I mean, why not? Very nice. You can cut them up. You can use it as it is. You can cut them in squares. Then on the back, love this grid. with this solid block of color. Really, really lovely. I can see some embellishments being lined up here, some photos. So as I'm going through the papers, I'm starting to get some ideas of what I want. This one also includes from the Color Study collection. This one's called Collection, and it has 3x4 pocket cards. So if you are looking for, say, to do a pocket card spread, or even if you're not, you can use these pocket cards in your regular scrapbooking, 12x12, 8.5x11, 6x8 scrapbook pages, whatever size that you like to play in. All kinds of fun opportunities here with the butterfly. I don't even have to keep this as a 3x4 pocket card. I could cut this out and use it on a spread. Lots of fun opportunities here. Just keep the cards just the way they are or to change them up. Here's one here, giggle, laugh, smile, hug, dance, repeat. I can leave this card as it is, or I can cut all of these out and use them in a fun way. I like this little this little paint roller with a multicolor paint. Got some journaling cards here. That'd be fun to use. And then on the back, really beautiful yellow pattern paper to throw that check at a diagonal gingham sort of look. Really like that. Okay. So I like to go through all my papers and start getting some ideas, strategize what you might want to do with them. Will help you become excited about not only using the papers, but also doing some preemptive planning for your scrapbook projects. Okay, very pretty papers in the August kit. Okay, let's look at some embellishments because that's my thing. Love papers, love embellishments too. We got some washi tape that comes with this collection. Here's one with the navy blue background and rainbow. There's a floral one. Actually, let me open these up. And usually for washi tape, by the way, this is from Simple Stories. Usually with washi tape, I'm going to use it as an accent on a layout, or I may use it on a card or a tag. So lots of things that you can do with washi, but this is fun. The little rainbows here, that'd be fantastic using as a border to anchor stuff on your layout. Very pretty. Next up, we've got some of the floral against the pink background. I'm not sure if you guys, how well you can see that. Like the little flowers here again, and you can use all of these together to create a really interesting background on your layout. Love that. Okay, and now we have this polka dot, multicolored polka dot against a sort of a teal background. Love myself a polka dot, really fun. And all of these washi tapes go well together, and they go well with the papers in the collection. So things like this, I start thinking, okay, I don't want to just throw them in my washi stash, right? I want to be able to use these in my projects, okay? So I'm automatically thinking, particularly with this polka dot one, that I might make a card or something using some of these washi tapes. And then, of course, I can make borders on my layouts. I can do all kinds of fun stuff. I can do a photo mat. I can do all kinds of stuff with this washi tape. So there we go. We also have, now this was something that I was excited to get, this embellishment. This is called Happy Flowers from Prima, and this is sort of a chipboard material. I'm going to pull this out. You get 2 sheets, it looks like. Oh no, you only get 1, so it's thick. It's already pre-cut for you. And you can use these to sort of maybe anchor around a photo. You can maybe back it with some pattern paper on the back. You can paint it if you want to. You can use embossing powders and stuff on it. You can use your distress inks on it. I mean, just really cool. Just all kinds of fun things that you can use with your chipboard. And then, of course, you can use this for a variety of projects, your scrapbooking, your card making, your traveler's notebooks. Really, really fun element. So I can't wait to use that. I'm already starting to get some ideas, which is why I like to go through and look at all my embellishments. Okay, hold on just a quick second. Okay, let's see here. Next up, let's see what happened here. Hold on, hang tight. Hang tight. Here we go. I think it may have kicked me out. Hang tight. Okay, I think we're back. There we go. I think we're back. Okay, here we go. Now we're back. For some reason, my screen went off. I'm not quite sure why, what was going on. Okay, now we're back. Okay, cool. Crystals. Say it in crystals. These are from Prima as well. These are self-adhesive little crystals, and I love these because it's going to add a pop of nice shine to your scrapbook projects. And here, I don't know if you see it, but this has little gold flakes. It has gold flakes in these little embellishments here. Here is one for blue, and then here's a sort of a cream color. Really pretty that you can use on a lot of projects. Claire wants to know, how many projects would you expect to get out of a kit like this? With combining the scrapbook kit and the embellishment kit, I could probably get a good, probably 12 to 15 layouts, depending on how much I embellish the layout. I can get a lot. All right, we've got a sticker sheet here. This is the Vicki Boutin color story. Lots of fun text on here, lots of fun icons and labels, super colorful. Goes very well with the curated kit. And then here on the back, got some little border sticker type situations, some more labels and such. Lots of fun, whimsical things with Vicki's collections, if you're familiar. Also, my favorite embellishment is chipboard. I love chipboard embellishments. This is from Simple Stories, from their Sunkissed collection, so this is more of a summer vibe to it. Little chipboard banner, got a little bus here, good vibes. You can use that as a title. You only get this one sheet. Then included, I believe this is in the main kit or the add-on. It's from Finnabair, who did a collaboration with Prima. It's called Elements. It's resist canvas. And what you can do is it has this resist material against a cream canvas. And on the packaging, it gives you an example of what it looks like. You can spray this with your mist or, you know, any of that wet material that you have, and the design will resist it. You can wipe it off, and you can see how fun that would be on a scrapbook layout. This is something that I would consider an easy way to get mixed media on your scrapbook pages, okay? So I'm gonna open this up. And looks like you get one piece of this, but there are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements on here. And they have this resist material, and then all you have to do is just spray it with your mist or whatnot, do a nice effect, and the design will resist that wet medium for you. Very cool. Can't wait to use that. Another great way to get a mixed media look on a layout without a whole lot of effort. Okay. We've got some letter stickers. This is from the Color Vibe collection from Simple Stories. So this looks like it is foam alpha stickers. This one's navy, this one's orange. Looks like it's the same font style. So you get letters, do we get numbers? And we get numbers. I love a font sticker that has both letters and numbers. Awesome. Now some of you may have parts of this kit because again, this was a curated kit. They didn't have a ton of their exclusives this month. Alrighty, here's from the Amy Tangerine collection. From Thickers, again, foam stickers against with a cardstock top foam backing. Some phrases, flowers, very colorful because, you know, Amy Tangerine has very colorful collections. Here's some flowers on the back, a big butterfly. Perfect to use on your scrapbook projects, your traveler's notebooks and so forth, your cards and whatnot. And then lastly, we've got some bits and pieces from the Sunkissed collection from Simple Stories. Let's go ahead and open that up. I'm going to bring my little Target tray out. I have to have lots of die cuts and chipboard and that type of thing. So when I open my kit, I like to go through and look at all of my die cuts so I know what I'm working with. So I automatically know This is a collection that's summer themed, and of course it's August, so people are probably going to still be scrapbooking summer or whatnot, or just summer stories maybe in general. So I'm just going to take a look at this and see what I have. So lots of cute little embellishments here, tiny pieces like flamingo and a pineapple and all kinds of stuff. So I'm thinking immediately that with this kit, I'm probably going to want to pull stories from this summer or maybe a past summer that I can use this on. So this may be my summer scrapbooking kit, or I may isolate elements and do a non-themed type of layout. Look at that basket of strawberries. Very cute. Sometimes the kits are themed for a particular season, but it doesn't mean you have to use it for that season or that particular theme. You can isolate elements that can be used for a variety of different things, right? So there's flowers in here. There's an umbrella. There's a summer fun. There's a grill. My family grills year round, so like I could use this die cut on any layout about us cooking out any time of the year. Because we grill all the time. Same with this bike. I don't have a bike, although I plan on buying one soon. But I could use this on any scrapbook page. I don't have to use it just for summer because this is from their little summer collection. Jacqueline, this is the Hip Kit Club kit from August. All right, so fun little embellishments. So this was the Hip Kit Club scrapbook kit, their main kit, and their scrapbook their scrapbook embellishment kit. So lots of really fun elements to play with, okay? Alrighty, so here's the big question. What do I do with this once I have it? The first thing that I do before I start laying down product to paper is I'm going to assign this kit some projects. Now, this is going to take a little bit of work before, so if you don't have a process by which you organize your photos and your stories, then the next suggestion I'm going to bring forth is to do just that. So let me move this stuff out the way for just a second. At the end of every month, I go through my photos, for the most part, the end of every month. I go through my photos and I purge and delete and edit the photos off my phone. I typically will take most of my photos on my iPhone. My iPhone is also synced to iCloud, but I don't use iCloud a whole lot other than just a temporary backup storage. But what I want to do is when I'm going through my photos, I want to start thinking about the stories that I want to tell. I don't want to just dump those photos somewhere and then when I'm ready to scrapbook, go and get a photo and then trying to work it out. I try to, at the end of every month, to figure out what stories that I want to tell based on the projects that I'm working on. So whether it's my story, my project life, maybe it's mini album projects that I'm working on, my just regular everyday storytelling or regular scrapbooks, I'm going to assign my photos a story. Do I scrapbook every photo? No, absolutely not. And as of the past year, a lot of what's in my camera roll are memes that I take a screenshot of or just random photos. And so I go through and I clean all of that up. Now, what I like to do is manage my stories in a program called Asana. It is a project management web tool. You may have heard of it. There's other tools that are just like it, like Trello or Monday.com. It's designed for people to work in teams and to manage projects, although you don't have to use it as a team. I use it as a solopreneur to manage my work projects, but I also found it particularly helpful to manage my scrapbook stories. So once I go through my iPhone, as I'm going through my iPhone and I'm deleting photos and I'm purging and I'm editing, I'm also making a list of the stories that I want to tell. So here's a printout of the, Asana allows you to, of course, manage all your stuff online, but you can also print out your project boards. So I printed out one of my project boards that has my projects broken down. Now this is for August 2021. So I actually just did this process the other day because it's coming towards the end of the month. So I want to get a head start. So the first part of my list are my project life stories, and I have them by date, and I also have the week. So I know that these are the stories I want to tell. I also know that there's specific product that I like to use for my project life projects, and it's usually going to be my LA Studio products, my Ali Edward products, mainly because those come with pocket cards already. They have the smaller stamps, they have the smaller font stickers, and it's really easy for me to use those kits. So what I'll do here on my list is I will put a note to myself to use my Ali Edward kits and maybe Ellie Studio. So I know that this week, week 31, not this particular week, but week 31 of August, for those stories, August 2nd through 8th, I'm going to be using these kits to scrapbook. I've assigned this project to a kit. Okay, makes sense with me so far? So I have week 31, 32, 33, 34. So I'll go through and say, okay, again, week 32, for these stories, I'm going to pull my Studio Calico kit. Now, my kits are already organized, so all I have to do is just pull the kit and use it. Before that kit goes in its storage, I go through and I look at all of those elements, and I have an idea that I'm going to use those kits this month for those stories. So they're packaged up, ready to go, and I'm going to assign this set of stories to a particular kit. For my Ellie Studio kit, I'm going to assign my August kit to that. I'm going to assign my August Ellie Studio kit to those stories. I already know. So all I have to do is just pull it out. When I sit down and get ready to scrapbook, I'm not trying to he and haw about what kit I'm going to use. I've already assigned these stories the kit. Okay? Now, let's move on beyond Project Life. So this month, I've got some mini album projects, which some of these mini album projects I already have product pull for them. Okay? Then I have some layouts that I want to work on. So for instance, for my daughter's album, I'm going to scrapbook her trip with her grandparents. So that's a summer project. My crafty adventures, I just taught at the Scrap Smarter experience. So I definitely want to make sure that I have some product for that as well. Sarah, yes, they were backwards. They are packaged backwards. For those of you who are not losing your mind, these were packaged backwards. You're not losing your mind. Alrighty. I'm going to also scrapbook my wife's first day back on campus after a year or so. And then also I'm going to scrapbook Pumpkin Spice Latte Day. That was yesterday at Starbucks. So those of you who love Starbucks, usually I try to scrapbook that story every year. Okay, so those are my scrapbook, my 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11 projects I'm going to work on. Now, out of these 4 layouts that I want to make from August, at least 2 of them are summer themed. Well, guess what's a summer themed kit? My Hip Kit Club kit that I just went through. Okay, so I know now that I can assign this kit. So I'm just going to put Hip Kit Club HKC for the story about my daughter spending the summer months with her grandparents. And this is perfect. This is the perfect kit because I can use summer fun as the title. And then I can use some of these icons that represent some of the things that they did while she was there with her grandparents. You know, good times, hello sunshine. She worked in my mother-in-law's garden. Well, both of my in-laws have gardens, so there's like fruits and stuff in here, so I can, you know, use those types of icons for that story. So I'm going to put HKC August 2021, so I can use that for that story. And then once I assign the story the kit, then I will print the photos. And I will store the photos in one of my Ali Edwards little plastic bags. Now, you don't have to have something like this. You can just, you know, put in whatever you store your photos in. But I will go ahead and print the photos at the size that I want for the project. And then this, with my list, will go inside the clear plastic bag. And so I have a story, I have photos ready to go to use for that kit. Okay? So I'm going to go down my list again, my crafty adventures, since this was a summer event. I'm going to put HKC August 2021. I'm going to use for that particular story. Okay, so when I sit down and I get ready to scrapbook, I have my photos printed and they're going to be stored with this kit. So all I have to do then is pull it out and use it, okay? That's how I do that. Let's see, is there anything else I'm going to use this kit for this month? I think that might be it. Let me see. I've got some more Project Life. Of course, there's some pocket cards included in this. I think I'm going to assign other kits to those stories. Okay, so for the month of August, for this month, I know that there's going to be at least 2 scrapbook layouts that I'm going to make using this kit. Now, here's another thing I'm going to do, because you might say, okay, these are recent stories. What about past stories? I'm going to go through, and what I've been trying to do is work on my most current stories first, and then concurrently jump back a year or 2 and work on past stories. So if I'm scrapbooking August 2021, then I want to jump back to August 2020. And if I have projects there that I haven't scrapbooked yet, and I know they're summer themed projects, then I'm going to add those to my project list when I'm scrapbooking stories about August. It's still summertime, and probably some of those stories I want to scrapbook are summer related. So I'm going to use these materials because they're summer themed that came with my kit. So then I'm getting double duty here. So not only am I assigning the kit my 2021 August stories, I'm also assigning my kit 2020 August stories, print those photos and put it in with my kit. Okay? So what I do then is, if I'm using this kit, which I am, I already have 2 projects that I'm going to be using it on. I'm just going to slip this right back in its little sleeve here. And let's just imagine I printed my photos for those 2 layouts that I know for sure I'm going to use. I just stick that in there. And then if I have a little list, then I'll stick my little list in here. And then I'm good to go. Then what do you have to do? You're going to go to a crop. You're going to join the Victoria Marie virtual crop online. You just have a lazy Saturday. You want to scrapbook. You grab a kit. You have your photos. You know what stories you're going to tell. You've assigned your kit a project. So at the end of all this, what does this mean? When you assign a kit a project, you're less likely to hoard it, okay? And the idea is that you're going to use it as soon as possible so that you can not only get those stories told, but you can also get the kit used. So bottom line is when you get that kit in, go through all the elements in the kit, get a feel for the kit, all that. Don't just go pop it in a box somewhere because it's, sight unseen. Go through all of those elements, start thinking about stories that you can use them. And when you go through your photo process system, whatever it is that you use, start pulling photos and stories that you can assign to that kit. Print those photos. Don't wait until you're ready to sit down to scrapbook. Print them right there when you're reviewing your kit and all of that. And print your photos, pop them in, and have it ready. So then when you're ready to scrapbook, all you have to do is pull out your kit and you're good to go. I recommend assigning your kit at least, maybe at the beginning, maybe 5 or 7 layouts or 5 or 7 projects that you can potentially use that kit on. And it doesn't necessarily mean that kit has, if it's themed like this one, summer, I can use this on non-summer related projects. So if September comes around and there's some stories that I want to scrapbook, but I want to use this kit, then I will add those stories to this kit as well. Okay, if you are getting ready to go to scrapbooking crops and stuff, if you can do this ahead of time, then all you have to do is add in your extra materials that you may need, your tools, pack your bag, head to your crop. You already have your kits with stories assigned to them, ready to go. So you're not wasting that valuable crop time. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Post those in the comment section. So what do I do then, say, when the kit is all used up? Well, once I've done all the layouts that I'm going to do, typically for a kit this size, I'm going to probably get at least 10 layouts out of this for sure. And I like to embellish. So usually 10 to 12 is probably my sweet spot, depending on what type of project that I'm doing. Anything that I have left, if it is an exclusive product, like these pattern papers, then I'm going to store these with my other Hip Kit Club papers. if I have a bunch of it. If not, it's just going to go with my but my stash, my paper stash. And I don't have a lot of extra paper. It's like maybe that thick that I kind of work through all the time, okay? And then if I have papers specific to a brand, like American Crafts or Simple Stories, again, those will be either set aside or maybe put in another kit that I can use, or I'll put them in my paper stash. Any scraps of paper that I've cut into will go into my scrap paper stash. And then any embellishments, if they are of different brands, then I'm going to stick them where I have my storage for various elements. So I have storage for my dots, I have storage for my letter fonts, I have storage for my stickers. So those things will just be incorporated into my stash. Sometimes, depending on how much I have left, then I'll make a sub kit out of the remaining items. I'll make even more kits. So maybe depending on how many items I have, I can make a single page kit, print a photo, assign a story to that single page kit, and then I can store that away in my what I have is what I call my working box of kits. So when I get ready to scrapbook it, it's already there to go. Or I can pair this with other kits maybe that I've made, or I'll just go ahead and incorporate it in my stash. Okay, so if you got anything from this live, the point is to assign your kit a project. Put your kit to work so that you are not hoarding kits and then they're not being used and you have no idea what you're going to use it for. Now, speaking of storage, let me pull my little box over. She's kind of big, and I hope you guys can see her. All right. So, this is my working box of kits. And notice I don't have a ton of kits here. These are the kits that I know that I'm going to use immediately. There might be some other stuff in here too. So what I do is let me see if I can do this differently. Actually, let me do something different here. It's kind of hard to see, and I have to keep my phone hooked up to my laptop. All right, let's go here. Let me see if that'll transition real quick. Now, I would like to brag and say that I've always had this system, but the reality is that I haven't always had this system. Because I would definitely take my kits and then I would go plop them somewhere and then I would totally forget about them. Okay, so let's see if it's going to switch. There we go. Alrighty. So, this is the box, the basket that I put my kits in, okay? I call this my working basket mainly because these are the kits that I know I'm going to pull from whenever I'm ready to scrapbook. So once I've gone through that process of assigning my kit and giving it a job, then it goes in here. It goes in this basket. And this sits by my desk, and it's really close to my craft island. So all I have to do is just grab it and go. This includes projects, just personal projects that I'm working on, as well as any work projects or projects that I'm going to film, that I'm going to show on YouTube or my Patreon. And so I have my kits in here. Now, what's in this basket is my kits that are packaged and inside pockets. So you can get pockets pretty much at any craft and hobby store, but typically they're going to have the photos in it, checklist in it, that type of thing. This is a Felicity Jane kit that I need to assign stories to. Okay. Let's see. I have any projects that I'm working on. So this is a kit that I have prepped for my crop and create delivered class that I'll be teaching for scrapbooking cards today. So that kit is ready to go. I also have, let's see, my getaway house. Is this getaway house? No, this is my Charleston, South Carolina kit, and it has my checklist in it. It also has some scrapbook materials. It also has some memorabilia from that vacation. That goes in here as well. So this little pack is good to go for me to start working on that particular project. And then any of my empty plastic sleeves and stuff I keep in here too. So all I have to do is just grab it and put my elements in there. So what I'll do for my upcoming projects, let me put these back in here, is they will all go into this basket. I'm going to set this down. Oh, goodness. They will all go into that basket until I'm ready to use it. It doesn't go in that basket if I'm not going to do that project. So that working basket is only projects that I'm going to be working on within the upcoming weeks, or I'm actively working on. Okay? Put your kit to work. If you learned anything from this, it's to put your kit to work. Alrighty? I hope that inspired some of you to kind of rethink how you manage your kits, rethinking how you manage your stories, and how you can actually assign your kit a job. You can always, now none of this is static, right? It's flexible. So if you say, you know what, that particular story, I'm going to use another kit or another collection, that's cool. But at least you've done some of this work on the front end so that when you sit down to scrapbook, you're not having to, waste valuable creative time trying to figure out what you're going to use your kit for. Assign it a project. Now, for those of you who are looking for scrappy inspiration, you haven't scrapbooked in a while, you're short on time, this is something you can add into your scrapbook workflow. So maybe on Tuesday nights is when you go through your kits or your collections and you're printing photos and you're figuring out what stories are going to work best with those particular products. Maybe you're also adding things from your stash, so you can use some of your stash with some of your newer items. So those of you who like doing that, this is a great opportunity to do it. And then maybe in your next session, scrappy session, you print the photos that are going to go with those kits. And if you're like me and you like doing checklists, I do checklists because, of course, I do this professionally, so I need to make sure that I'm keeping track of all the things that I'm doing. But this story checklist I've been doing for a while just because I have all my stories that I know I'm going to tell. And I do that as I'm going through and purging my photos. And so when it gets time to print photos, I know exactly what photos I'm going to print. I can edit and resize and do all of that work and then stick those photos with those kits. And when I'm ready to sit down to do a layout, I don't have to think about what product I'm going to use or what photos I'm going to use. I've done that work ahead of time. So when you sit down for your next session to scrapbook, maybe it's on a Saturday, whenever you have the time, then you can pull your kit and at least 2 decisions have been made by you already before you start working. And you can spend that valuable creative time actually putting the layout together. Alrighty, let's see here. Sarah says, photos are always my issue. I print at home, but sometimes I'm super lazy. I'll make layouts with photo mats and just let them pile up until I'm in the photo editing mood. Now, Sarah, what I would probably do if I were you is to, versus doing the layouts with the photo mats, is to make the photos like step number 1 in that process, right? So go through your photos, decide what photos you're going to use, print the photos that you're going to use and set them aside so that you're not making all these gorgeous layouts and not slapping photos on them, right? I try to make the photos and the stories be the priority. Kimberly says, this is mind-blowing. I love this process. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. Thank you. Crystal says, really like your organization. It's quite impressive. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There was something else I was going to say and I totally forgot. I think that over the years when we scrapbook, we have to develop strategies and systems that work for how we scrapbook right now. The way I scrapbook years ago is totally different than the way I scrapbook now. The way that I process my photos and my stories is different than what it used to be when I first started scrapbooking. You learn along the way what works for you. Thank you, everybody. Put your kit to work. That's right, Jacqueline. Put your kit to work. Thank you, Cindy. Hey, Emma. Love the idea of purging your photos. I have 20,000 on my phone. Where to start? And Emma, there are so many of us, myself included, we take so many photos on our phone. And I bet you at least a third of those photos are probably photos that you don't intend to keep, or they're snapshots of screenshots of stuff, or just kind of random things. So spending some time either at the end of the week or the end of the month to go through your photos. I usually do mine on a monthly basis, is I go through my photos and I delete any photos that I know I'm not going to use. And then I, of course, maintain the photos that I do want to keep. I upload those to my computer, and then those get stored in my cloud-based storage as well as an external hard drive. And then once those photos are secure, I delete them off my phone so that I'm not continuing to accumulate photos. And so I try to work on current photos and past photos concurrently. So if I'm working on August, then I try to go back in my photo album on my phone and work on August and previous years, which for me dates back to about 2016. So there's still some photos that I need to process. And usually I'm able to do that on about a 2-hour setting or so. And you feel so good about it because not only are you working on your current photos, you're working on your past photos too. So you can work on those concurrently. You don't have to just do 1 year at a time. Let's see. Cecilia, or is it Sela? Maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Assigning kids a project is probably the most powerful thing I've heard all day. I'm so glad. That's so awesome. Dee Dee, love your idea. It's going to start planning today. That's awesome. Barb says, I need to purge my photos off my phone. Great live, Victoria. So many useful ideas. Thank you. Sarah says, when I purge photos, I ask myself if the photo is scrapbook worthy or not. If not, they go away. Sarah, that is a fantastic tip. Because how many of us get caught up in keeping photos? And we can only scrapbook so many photos, right? But we feel that we have to keep all the photos. There's no reason to keep all the photos at all. It's okay to let some of those photos go. And it's okay that when in the midst of taking photos, we can take less photos. That's something that I've been trying to focus on over the past year. Taking less photos and really trying to be in the moment as much as I possibly can. So yeah. Emma says, I will add this into my planner as a monthly task. Yes. And you know, guys, you don't have to eat the elephant all at once, right? You can. I used to say that all the time in my past life of training. But I say it now too. You don't have to eat the elephant all at once. You can break it down into small chunks. Your photo management is as important of a process to your scrapbooking as is organizing your space, organizing your materials, figuring out what stories you want to tell, the actual making of the pages. All of that's important. So your project management and your photo management should have some space in your week or in your month that you're addressing it so that you're not so overwhelmed. You don't have to scrapbook all the things and you don't have to keep all the photos, right? You don't have to. Break it down into small chunks. Susan says, ladies, if you're in need of a professional organizer, I highly recommend Victoria Marie. Susan and I have been working over the past couple of weeks. She's been organizing her craft space. I do offer, I don't regularly advertise, at least not as of now, but I do offer creative coaching sessions. It's available as, if you're a patron, it's a part of my top tier, but I do also am available for just one-off sessions if you want to meet with me to discuss something related to scrapbooking, whether it's design, organization, photo management, storytelling, that type of thing. And I'm working on a fantastic project with a colleague of mine to extend creative coaching to those who want to start a business in the creative field. So that's not available as of yet. But if you're looking for creative coaching by way of project management and ideas and design and that type of thing, I do that occasionally for folks who inquire about it. Jacqueline says, I tried weekly and could not keep up. We'll go monthly. Absolutely. Weekly could be, oh, by the way, Susan, thank you so much. Jacqueline, weekly can be a little bit overkill for some folks depending on what your schedule's like, right? So we get busy, you may forget, but doing it at the end of the month, I have a reminder on my phone to make sure that I'm, processing my photos at the end of the month. And then, of course, having my list, which, by the way, I'm a list person. Not everybody is, but I'm a list person. When I print this out from Asana and it has all the stories I know that I'm going to tell, I feel so much better because, one, I know these stories are based off the photos that I took, and two, they're the stories that I really, really, really want to tell. I also know what project the story is for, like my Project Live, or I have some mini album projects that I want to work on, and then also what layouts that I'm going to do. Since I work in different formats, this helps to keep me straight and organized. It doesn't have to be like this. It could be an Excel spreadsheet. It can be a notebook that you keep, that you just write your projects down. But the point is that you figure out a system that works well for you. Cindy says, Project Done is awesome too. Oh yes, the year-long class that I'm teaching, Project Done. Will I be doing one for 2022? Yes, Project Done will be available for 2022. In fact, I will be talking more about that come end of October, early November, something like that. So stay tuned for that. For those of you who are, Project Done is my year-long class where we're focusing on getting a certain number or certain set of scrapbook projects done. And every month is a new theme that we focus on, different aspects of scrapbooking, from storytelling to our creative spaces to photo management and organization, all kinds of wonderful topics to help support us as we are working on projects. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. By the way, if you want to keep up with what's going on in the latest and greatest of Victoria Marie designs, number one, make sure you sign up for the newsletter. That link is in the description. That's one of the best ways to keep up. And of course, follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, so that you can keep up with what's going on with that. So I will announce that once a little bit later in the fall month. All right, folks, so that's all I have for you today. I hope that I was able to at least spark some thoughts in terms of how you work and manage your kits. Remember, don't, if you can at all possible, don't fall into the trap of getting your kits and getting your collections and just putting them away and forgetting about them. Assign them a project, and then somewhere in your crafty space, have a box or a bin or a drawer or a bin, B-I-N, or a drawer or something available to you that you can put your working kits in. These are kits that you're going to use for projects that you've assigned projects to and photos to. So assign your kit a project, assign it a job, so that when you sit down to scrapbook, all you have to do is pull out the kit and go. Okay? And don't feel locked into the kit. If you want to switch it up, that's great, but I highly recommend that you try to get as much utility out of your kits. And then when you're done with that kit, whether you used all the materials or not, then you can incorporate that in your stash or make new kits with other items that you may have in your stash or other kits from the same company. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And speaking of all this kit stuff, I'm actually making kits this afternoon for projects that I'm going to be filming for both Patreon and for YouTube. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe here to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Click the bell. That way you'll be notified each and every time a new video is posted. Links to my socials are in the description down below. Next Wednesday, we're going to be playing with mixed media. I thought it would be fun to break out the jelly plate and some stencils and some ink and all kinds of stuff. I've been really in a mixed media mood. So we're going to probably play with mixed media for the next couple of weeks. So come join me if you're interested in that type of thing, you want some inspiration. Also make sure that you give this a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you've enjoyed this. I love you guys. Oh, Cindy, you're such a blessing. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are all a blessing to me. Thank you for your continued support. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Enjoy your week. And hey, do something crafty for yourself this week, even if it's just for 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Do something crafty and fun for yourself this week. You deserve it. We all deserve it. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
No.